Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Guys, our topic today is price fixing in Tawaruq secures the outcome certainty of riba. So again, this is a repeat of the previous topic, but we are going to look at a new definition or new terms to further clarify the transaction taking place in the Tawaruq contract. And earlier, I was saying that there is a coercion between the bank and the vendors to accept the MSA CPO price at 1,500 and not at the prevailing CPO market price. Because as we know that the MPA and MSA was not transacted simultaneously. There is a time gap between the two. So if the time gap is a bit long, then there can be volatility. So the price of the CPO at 10 a.m. during the MPA may be lower or higher than the price of the MSA at 11 a.m. or at 12 noon. And for that reason, this volatility will somehow dilute the possible guarantee of the full repayment of the debt, as well as full release of the liquidity as stated in the facility agreement. Now, because the fact that the MSA agreement uses a fixed CPO price that is equivalent to the CPO price in the MPA, then we can say that Tawaruq is not a true sale. Why? Because it is not following market pricing, that it is rejecting the assumption of ownership risk in order to derive the benefit of riba, which is certainty in outcome. So the Islamic Bank wanted this assurance to get full repayment of debt over 5 years and full disbursement of the liquidity of 100,000 as per facility agreement. So this is the outcome certainty that the bank wanted to secure, and that can only be done by way of fixing up the CPO price in MSA at 1,500, and that is equivalent to the CPO price in the MPA, so that this kind of interference, has to some extent injure or cause injuries to the Tawaruq transaction, because in the classical Tawaruq, which is acceptable, meaning that the classical Tawaruq is acceptable by all scholars, because in the second sale, the customer, after getting the possession from the merchant, will sell the asset in the marketplace. So the merchant, the customer will not know how much he can sell at the marketplace until there is a buyer who will come in to accept the price that both parties will agree on. So that is Tawaruq. That is the original Tawaruq or classical Tawaruq, which is not the same as the Tawaruq that we are seeing today, which is Tawaruq Munazam or arranged Tawaruq. Then what is a true sale? So I was saying here that Tawaruq is not a true sale. It is not a bona fide sale, right? It is not a bona fide sale, but it is a disguised one. It is a mala fide sale. So what is a true sale? A true sale or bona fide sale is a legal transaction that transfers ownership of an asset from a selling party to a buying party. So this happens in the MSA agreement, in the MPA agreement, when the bank sells the CPO to the customer, whereby there is an evidence that the CPO ownership will move from the bank to the customer. So a true sale means that the selling party cannot claim any interest in the sold asset if they become insolvent and filing for bankruptcy. So the selling party cannot go to court to obtain ownership of the sold asset if they become insolvent, thinking that this asset can be used to repay some of the debt. So this is not possible. And then lastly, the buyer or the customer who will sell the asset to the vendor 1, vendor 2, assume all risk and benefit associated with the asset. And the selling party no longer has any rights or control over it. So the buying party, the customer, assume or carry all risk and benefit related to the asset, and the bank can no longer, control the asset, or the selling party no longer has any rights or control over the asset. This is happening in the Bayat Inah case. In the Inah case, we have the master purchase agreement and master sale agreement, and in between we have this conditionality clause, ICC, whereby this ICC will restrict the customer from selling the goods to a third party, because we know that in Inah the bank is using their own asset like computer servers and ATM machines, some landed asset to become the conduit or to become the underlying asset for the Inah transaction. But this transaction, the master sale agreement, there is ICC that will limit the right of the customer to dispose of the asset. So this goes against the contract of sale. And even when I was attending this meeting at Banegara during the session, the moderator was joking that if Imam Shafi'i saw that the Al-Inah was arranged in such a way, meaning having the ICC tied to the MPA, MSA, Imam Shafi'i would be very unhappy. Right, so to some extent, this cancellation of ICC eventually will allow the customer to dispose of the asset to a third party if the customer wishes to do it. Right, but of course the customer is looking for liquidity and not for the asset to consume. But if there is some kind of opportunity or situation where the customer wants the asset, for himself or herself, or to be sold to a third party for more profit, then the bank will have to allow the customer to do just that, and that will be a huge operational risk to the bank. So for that reason, we see that the Al-Inah has been slowly left out in the banking product, and the taking over of Tawaruq Munazam has somehow refueled the debt financing in Islamic banking. So since in the true sale, the buyer takes all risk and benefit related to the asset, so meaning that the buyer is required to expose himself or herself to the vagaries of the market forces in order to obtain the liquidity. But if that is to take place, then the outcome certainty will not be secured. So price fixing is the rule in Tawaruq Munazam. as the bank wanted to make sure that the buyer or the customer in MSA can sell the asset or the SPO to the vendor 2 at the desired price of 1500 in order to secure the $100,000 cash sale. This will also mean the bank be able to secure the debt collection of $125,000, which is the sum of the facility amount plus the profit margin. But this also implies releasing the buyer or releasing the customer from assuming risk of asset in the sale as required by the legal maxim al-ghurum bil-ghunni. So this kind of arrangement have really impaired the true sale into a disguised one, and that is the matter of contention in this Tawaruq dialogue to ensure that the future of Islamic banking can be further defined in such a way that it really subscribes to the Quranic requirement of al-bay' over the riba prohibition. Okay guys, I'll see you again in the next video. Thank you for your time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.